Alright, so I've already made this one in the front here, and I just kind of roughly set it in there so it's not level or nothing. This is actually our backyard garden. I assembled and installed all these. Those two back there still need to install. The cardboard right there is not just garbage that we throw out. It is, we're using that to line the bottoms of the beds. But there's that already. And all I had to do for these was just screw the ends together and then fill them with dirt. And this is my project I'm doing for my mom, because these are her garden beds, obviously. She wanted a little tiny bed in front of it so she could put like little flowers like these. So I got this one done already, and I just used the skill saw and I cut them, and then staple gun or a nail gun and put them together. And I just already did the measurements for this one. So from there to there is 51 1/4, and these are 7 inches deep, so that is 58 1/4. But I'm gonna build it like this one, where the edges butt up against the long part, and each of these boards are 3/4. So I had to subtract 1 1/4 or 1.5 from 58 1/4, and I already got that on the board over there marked out. Alright, so you can see my mark there at the 58 1/4, and then I subtracted 1.5, which takes us to 56 3/4. So now gotta take the square and mark it, then get the skill saw and cut it. Alright, so I got the speed square. I'm going to mark that spot right there. Make sure it's on. Air compressor kicks on, of course. Glasses. There it goes off. Alright, so this is a little trick if you're not good at running a skill saw, which I am not. So I kind of measure exact. So I kind of want to cut just on this side of the line, and then it's more exact. But some guys, they measure a little bit short, and then or a little bit long, then they cut the line. I kind of do a little bit of both, of cutting the line and cutting right to the side of it. But you take your speed square and you line it up, and there's these little notches that you can use to initially line up on the line, but you really want to look at your blade, where that's at on the line. And then you can see the speed square is there. Then you can just run your saw across the speed square, and it gives you a nice cut. Alright, and see, that's a nice straight cut, and we can even check our measurement. 53 1/4, almost exactly. It's just the blade just took like half of a blade length too much off, which that's fine. We're not going for absolute perfection. It's just a backyard project. So on to the next piece. Alright, so now I know that I need to cut 56 3/4, so it's going to be a whole lot easier to measure it out. Alright, so there's 56 3/4 marked. Set that over there. Now we need to take the speed square, mark it all the way, and then repeat. Cut it. And I'm sure you guys like my makeshift sawhorses out of bar stools that we have just laying around. But again, gonna do the trick where we use the speed square to line up the cut. And that looks good. Here, let's scooch it a little bit so I have a little bit more control of the wood. All right. We can remeasure it, which you don't have to remeasure it, but I'm just doing it for demonstration purposes. And that is 56 3/4 on the dot. So like I said, that one was just like half of a blade length short, but you won't even notice it unless you're, I mean, you'll notice it because you built it, but people checking it out at something you built aren't going to notice it. All right, so now I got a lesser quality piece of wood, and I need to mark 7 inches, because if you remember, those we cut 1.5 inches short, because these are 3/4 inch thick, and these are gonna go over the ends of those. Air compressor never fails. All right, so we got 7 inches marked. Speed square. And then yet again, you know what comes next? Skill saw. All right, let's do that. All right, so this is our piece. And right as I was cutting, I noticed a mistake I did, and that is I cut on the wrong side of the line. So you can see there, it's about 1/8 of an inch too short, but that's okay. We'll just work with it, and we'll measure this one exactly the same, cut it on the line, then it should be 1/8 of an inch too short as well, and it'll be just fine and dandy. And these don't have to be real precise. Cut as long as they're the right length up against the beds, or close enough to the like super close to the right length, like maybe 1/8 of an inch off. It's fine, but then the depth doesn't matter as much, because you'll notice it if it's too short compared next to the garden beds than you will if it's not deep enough. So I'll show you the mistake that I made. So I measured it, and then like I said, mark at 7. So there is 7 right there. But if I wanted it to be 7 inches exactly, I'd cut on this side of the line. But I instinctively cut on this side of the line by mistake. And I'm more or less cutting exactly on the line than I am on the side of the line. And you can see on this one that there's no mark left. So I keep saying cutting on the side of the line, but I'm more or less cutting exactly on the line. All right, this last piece, and then we get to nail it together. Air compressor's excited about that. air compressor, you get to do your job now. Now those, flush it on one side. Now see, there's about a blade length off, so I'm gonna go ahead and recut that. That's a little bit too much. So this time, just because I'm lazy, I'm actually just putting the wood on top of another piece of wood, and that's how I'm marking it. And we'll be more smart with this cut. But it's part of doing it is you gotta accept you're gonna mess at least one or two up. And it's not too bad to fix. So I gotta make sure and cut on the right side of the line this time. And let's check that. Did it again. Alright, I'm done fooling with it. So I'm just gonna cut the blade length off of this bottom piece. Easy fix. I should have just I could have just done that with the first piece. It's always when you turn on the camera things start going wrong. Start messing stuff up. That's being funny. Huh. Something is going weird. I don't know what was going on there, so let's check. That's how about, you know what? This is how things goes. Scrap both of those because those are way too short. That's about 6 3/4, and I want it to be a little bit more on than that. Alright, so I got both of those recut, and I'm leaving that in there. Of course, I'll cut it down a little bit because that was a lot of footage, but leaving that in there because you do make mistakes, especially being your first time, which actually, telling the truth, this is my first time. I've ran this skill saw maybe once before today, but I've ran a nail gun before. Now, that's way better. Now, I'll show you the stapling them together, or nailing them together. Alright, so for what I'm doing, I'm putting the more textured side on the outside. This is the planed side. This is the more raw side, if you can actually see it. I don't know if you can, but I'm gonna, for the last one, I just sat down on the ground and did it. But I'm gonna try it this way, for this one, to at least get it started. It might actually even turn out more even because these chairs are more even than the ground. So I'm gonna grab the nail gun. Right here, I'll actually show you. These are the nails I'm using. They're super thin, super tiny, super short. So I'm gonna get this set up, get the ends flush, and then I'll tack a nail in. So there's ends pretty flush. So there's one at the top. Let's get one at the bottom. Alright. That's flush to my liking. And you know what I just noticed? I did it wrong. Let's take that off. But you get the idea. Man, this turning on the camera really messes you up. I'm just going to kind of hit those in there. But that's the idea. And you might have noticed what I did wrong was I put it together like this, but it's supposed to go together like that. So we're gonna redo that. I swear, turn it on the camera, trying to show how I do it makes it that much harder. Alright, so there's one. And then let's get the bottom. Alright, so yet again, flush to my liking. So I'm gonna go ahead and put 2 or 3 more in there. So I got one on top, one on bottom. Go ahead and put about 3 more. Alright, so I got 5 nails in there now, so that's good and sturdy. We're going to move to the other side. Let me grab that piece. This is gonna be a long video. We're just showing how to build one of these things. Alright, so gonna hold that. Gonna do it the same way again, where it goes over top like that. And you want to use a surface that's pretty flat, because then not only will the edges be even, but up and down it will be even. Which these boards are a tiny bit tricky because they're like a curved kind of. Of course, as I go to tack in a nail, it falls. There's one. There's 2. And I'll go ahead and put the rest in, then I'll show you guys. So this is what I was talking about. You can see right there, kind of curves in. That's this board. That's not our cut. This board kind of makes a U shape almost. But that's the board, and it's all right. I mean, I could have. Looking back on it now, I could have kind of bent it a little bit, then nailed it. But it'll be okay because we can put this side up against the beds, so you won't see that side. And then this will be the front side, the nice side that you'll see. Hopefully, it'll be nice. Hopefully. So, I'm getting my sawhorses my makeshift sawhorses all filled up with junk. Let's grab this. It's like the Alright, so now we gotta do this. Go with this side and make it all nice and even. Grab the nail gun, stop moving. Be careful with your fingers, because if you miss the nail, it could very likely go into your hand. So I'm going to try what I was talking about and kind of try and bend the board as I attach it in. So there's two on that side. You guys can't really see. I guess you can. No, that didn't work. Just completely ripped it. Alright, let's try. Let's try this again. I kind of ripped the board. I'm gonna go grab some pliers so I can just snip those off. Alright, I'm back. I grabbed my Leatherman. I'm gonna just try to just snip these off. That is the one thing about these, is they're very flimsy, since the only thing holding them together is the edges. But that is okay, because they're the only thing they're doing is just holding in dirt. So, geez, I'm like bending the pliers. Okay, go throw those somewhere. Not actually somewhere, just in the garbage. Alright, I just went ahead and redid that one. And like the back side, just said basically screw it and just nailed it. It'll look fine. No one will notice. So it's one of those things where you kind of have to tell yourself, no one's really gonna notice but you. And let's get this one situated. Actually, I'm gonna flip it over so you guys can see. Now you might be wondering, if I had a workbench, wouldn't this be easier to cut the wood on the sawhorses and then nail it together on the workbench? My answer to that is yes. Yes, it would be easier, but as of right now, no workbench yet. But hopefully in a future video, we'll be building one of those. I got lots of wood plans to build for building things. Main thing is workbenches, so we'll make a video on that. This video is probably crazy long just to show this one, but just kind of figured I'd do it like you're here with me, not like it's not crazy edited. But there we go. It's done. Finally. After the mistakes and everything. Believe it or not, the first one actually went by pretty flawlessly. This one, as soon as I got the idea to turn on the camera, that's when things start going wrong. Isn't that always great? But I know it's a different style video than you're used to seeing on this channel, but I'm hoping to just start doing more of this style. So I'm gonna go set it over there and put it roughly in place to show you guys what it looks like. Oh, look at that. I love it when a plan comes together. So let's check this out. Flush, basically perfect on that side. And flush, like perfect on that side. And now, we got an L shape. And I think I'm just gonna leave them both independent from each other. I don't think I'm gonna nail them together, but I am pretty happy with that. Now I would probably continue the video and show more, but what is this video? Like 17 minutes long? So I'll save you guys from that. I might do no, I'm not. It's too much work. This was enough work as it is. Dogs. But you get the idea. I'm gonna do that exact same process, hopefully with less mistakes, of course, and do a whole bunch more in front of the rest of these, and using the exact same method, just of course this long piece will be cut shorter to fit in front, because you can see I built them the exact same way, long piece and then end capped by the shorter pieces. Yeah, so this one's 48 inches long and then 7 inches deep, and that's including the wood, and then the inside area is minus 3/4 of an inch on each side. So yeah, whatever that is. But yeah, that's it. I guess I will see you guys in the next video. I'll throw up a quick clip at the end of this when I get all of them finished, but that's it. All right, got all of them done. I was getting them done pretty fast when I wasn't making a ton of mistakes, but better to show the mistakes in the video than it going just perfectly, I guess.